Now, many of you already know that this year South Africa will be hosting the G20 summit, which is a very, very good thing and something that is happening for the very first time on an African soil. I mean, with this coming summit, South Africa will be hosting presidents from all over the world: USA, China, Brazil, Russia, France, UK, Canada, and the others, right? I mean, this summit is expected to be around the 22nd to the 23rd of November this year, and I must say, it's a summit that not only South Africa is waiting or patiently waiting for, but I think the entire continent is patiently waiting to see this summit takes place, as it will not only open so many doors to South Africa but to Africa as a whole. Now, in preparation of this summit, you'll know that there will be some meetings with representatives from various countries in the G20 coming to South Africa to have the meetings in preparations of the main event, the G20 summit. February around this year, there was a foreign minister meeting, which we all know that our President Ramaphosa, and our Minister of International Relations, Mr. Ronald Lamola, they were the ones chairing or the leading that session that took place in February. But something that you must know is that out of all countries, the representations, US did not attend or did not come and attend that, of course, foreign minister summit, which was rumored to be around the tensions of the white genocide that was currently rumored to be taking place in South Africa. And it was not good to see or to not see the US representing without even sending an apology, for that matter. It was something that was not good at all. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about this, as soon as you notice that there is supposed to be the G20 finance ministers meeting in South Africa in Durban next week taking place. And guess what? The United States of America Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will, for the second time, skip this meeting in Durban next week. Which again, it shows us that, look, the they are not bothered. The US is not bothered about coming to these meetings, and who knows? I think we might see the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, not even pitching also, because these or his cabinet of ministers, they were supposed to be coming to South Africa and, of course, showing the participation in preparation of the upcoming G20 summit, but them not participating simply means that they might not be interested at this summit, because maybe what we thought was result of the uh, genocide that was portrayed to be happening was actually not the truth. I mean, it led into our president Ramaphosa, together with his team or with some of the business people and friends of the US President Donald Trump himself, flying down to the US, and they talked to President Trump, and still with those talks, it looks like there's no progress that has been made. I mean, just 2 days ago, you know that we received a letter to say that tariffs are going to increase by, or to be increased by at least 30%, because US is claiming that there's been some unfairness when it comes to the trade between us and them. And with this, yesterday I did a video, of course, talking about what our President Ramaphosa said in relation to that letter, which honestly you can just see from the response to the letter, like, USA does not care, man. The Trump administration or President Trump does not care about South Africa, which is why they're just doing as they please, regardless of what we do, regardless of the effort we show to the US. They just don't care, right? And this, again, US Treasury Scott Bessent not coming to be part of the finance minister for the G20 or in preparation of the G20, it shows that, look, man, US is still not interested into that. I mean, President Ramaphosa has made also a public plea to the US to say that, look, it will be good that President Trump comes to South Africa for the G20 summit, because apparently the Ramaphosa will have to be handing over to the US. Next G20 will be hosted in the US, and it will be good that President Ramaphosa hands over the next G20 to, of course, President Trump, which Trump never commented, but he said we'll see, he will see. But obviously, the way things are unfolding, looks like it's still square one. I don't know why it's like this. Don't know why the US representation is not showing up, but it looks like we might as well also just conclude already that unless things change, President Trump will not come to South Africa for the G20 summit. But anyways, let's wait before we get to that conclusion. Let's wait to see what transpires. I mean, going back to the 30% tariff letter we received, you will know that a fellow member of BRICS, or a country also under BRICS, which is Brazil, was hit with a 50% of tariffs. There were quite a number of things that were highlighted on Brazil's letter, and that led into, or which led into President Trump hitting Brazil with 50% tariffs. And guess what? Brazil has responded, or has done a reciprocal tariff back into the US, and he slapped them also with the 50% tariff, which is something that is not good, right? I mean, this back and forth of tariffs, man, it is not good for the global economy. I mean, Brazil, you'll know that just a couple of days ago, 2-3 days ago, they were hosting a BRICS summit, and our President Ramaphosa was also there, and it was a fruitful and productive summit. And I remember after that summit, or at the conclusion of that summit, President Trump said he was gonna hit or slap all the BRICS countries, or members of the BRICS countries, with an additional 10% of tariffs. And it just shows of how much of a threat BRICS is to, of course, the United States of America. And part of the reason why we've been punished, or we've not been the favorites when it comes to the US, it's simply because we are part of BRICS. We are also closer to China. America does not like that, does not want that, which is why we have been punished also recently. But anyways, I just thought I'd come and give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. I mean, Scott Bessent, Secretary, U.S. Secretary, is not coming once again for the second time on these preparatory meetings for the G20. It speaks a lot, man, but obviously it's not the end of the day. I think the US not being there for the G20 summit, I mean, they are the originators of this summit, and without them not being there, yeah, we'll see. But I think the meeting can still go on. There can still be some resolutions and some good decisions that are taken, and there are more trade deals that get struck. But let's wait, let's see what transpires. I will see you on the next one, my dear friends. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you.